Drifting back, less than just be here. Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1, action!
I'm back.
Mr. Bob's dead. Hello, world, and welcome to my channel. I'm Everest VR, but you can call me Galen. We are here doing the podcast. If you guys can't tell, I'm a little sick. I'm a little disoriented. We actually started this already and realized there was errors and had to redo it again. And basically, what we're going to talk about today is how our lives have been going, how has video game been treating us. Zany just kaput, and in short, we're going to toss it to Fusion. And I'm sorry, Fusion, I know you said this already, but you're going to have to say it again.
It's okay.
How has video
Give me a
games and
second.
life been
I'm
treating
sorry.
you? It's okay, Mr. Bob. It's
Uh,
Fusion's turn anyway.
My week has been pretty good. Me and my friend beat Dead Island 2 and started playing the DLC. And actually, I didn't say this before, but if you guys have never played Dead Island 2, really great zombie game. Really, really fun. And it's more better with friends.
It is. It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I've never played it, but I know that. Like, I have seen some hilarious
Yeah,
videos
it
on
is. It's hard, though. It's hard by yourself.
Like, I don't remember what the YouTube video was, but I think, like, all the zombies are coming up, and Mr. Bob, your hand's over there, man. And I think
What
his
I missed?
friend, like, goes through the door, and the zombies
Yeah.
are coming up, and his friends are like, let me in, and he just slams the door on his friends, and the zombies just destroy him. It was hilarious.
That's actually happened a few times with me and my friend. He shut
Oh,
the door
cool.
at me. He's like, let me in! There's zombies coming through!
Nice.
Like,
Um,
"Sheesh."
As for me, chat, unfortunately, I have been sick for a while now. I've been completely out of it. I'm finally feeling better, but I'm still a little disoriented and still a little weak, but otherwise doing okay. The video game I've technically been playing, like while I was sick, is Starbound, and I've been running that on Steam Workshop mods. So I have been basically playing this science fiction game, which is basically the spiritual successor to Terraria. And I'm basically playing as the Mandalorian with Star Wars elements, with Stargate elements, with other like universe elements implemented, and it's just the most amazing experience. If you guys have a PC, I recommend Starbound. Mod it, you'll have a ton of fun.
Is there
No.
multiplayer?
Yes, it is multiplayer.
Yes!
Like a lot. Like even Fusion, if you ever wanted to get Starbound, because if memory serves right, you actually have kind of a decentish computer.
Yeah.
You can run Starbound on that. Like Starbound is again, it's Terraria. Terraria is the most basic
Right,
of
right.
video games. You can
Yeah.
easily like my mom used to play Starbound back in the day, and then it got more
Oh, wow.
intense, and now she doesn't want to play it anymore.
Oh, no.
It got too shooty, explodey. So it's a good game though. But you, Mr. Bad, how has gaming and video games been treating you? You were starting it out, and then we realized that we had to start the recording again. So, yeah.
That's right, chat. Anyway, let me start from the beginning. It was a dark and stormy night. No. Anyway, sorry about
Are we
that.
telling
Anyway,
details now?
so basically Monday, I've just been watching videos of self-improvement, watching videos about my anxiety, how to help myself out with all that stuff. I've been watching videos of how to become a better game developer. I've been watching videos of basically to improve myself and as a creator. I've been watching tons and tons of that, getting studies and reports in. Anyway, about games, I've been really looking at a game called Humans Fall Flat in VR. I really
Oh
want
my
to play that
goodness.
game, but it's on October 31st, which I'm upset right now because this is not a Halloween game. Seriously, give us the game already. Anyway,
Is it
about
VR?
that.
Is it on
It
Steam?
has a Halloween level. It has a
Yes, it's on
Halloween
Steam.
level, to my knowledge.
Really? Yes.
It's not VR compatible.
Oh,
it
I
is
got it
VR
on.
compatible.
I got it
not
on
yet.
Nintendo Switch.
Okay, gotcha. I have it too. Anyway, so games. I've really just been being myself with games. I've been trying to learn Godot more recently. Basically, my entire week and past has just been me on YouTube watching videos and trying to learn more. And that's basically the secret.
Awesome. Is that it?
All right, Zany.
On to Zany. How about you, Zany? How has life and video games been treating you this week?
Life.
Life is being cruel, bro.
partially, actually, partially.
I know the feeling.
Is for the most part, it's just really annoying, and unfortunately, both my parents are going to be leaving on Monday morning to go to New Orleans for Halloween stuff,
Ooh,
which is
strong
kind of
action.
stressing me out due to the fact that this will be my first Halloween without them, or like without their
Oh,
help
wow.
and stuff.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have family with you, though, right?
Yeah, my two sisters.
Gotcha.
But I'm not really gonna have the same ability to like go to like my friend's house to hang out during Halloween and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Right,
fair.
right.
That's fair.
Yeah. So at the very least, if I don't go trick or treating this year, my mom told me she'd buy me some candy, which there are 3 things I'm telling her to buy me for the most
no.
part: a bag of chocolates, a bag of candy corn, and a bag of Mike and Ike's.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Fair enough. When is
Yes.
Halloween, by the way? Like, what day is that?
Next Thursday.
Thursday.
Next
Thursday, yeah, Thursday.
Oh wow.
Yep.
If it was Friday, you'd be doing a Halloween stream.
Right.
Yeah, possibly. So, well, I mean,
Too
at
bad.
least you'll be able to do the podcast on Friday or Thursday. I mean, Thursday. Wednesday or
Well,
Thursday,
I don't know if
whichever
I'm
works
not,
for us.
if I am or not going hanging out with my friends, because I already have a costume. I'm gonna be wearing the same costume I wore last year if I do go trick or treating.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, nothing much else.
Gotcha. Okay, and what about video games?
Ooh, I forgot to mention I forgot to mention about today. Today, I actually enjoyed a cup of coffee.
More power to you.
Here, let me get some context. So during lunch, my school had like 3 food trucks drive over to where the bus stops are.
Oh, nice.
It was 2 Cone of Ice trucks and 1 new truck I never heard of called Traveling Tom's Coffee Truck.
Okay.
And they had some really good looking stuff on it, like some iced matchas, some lemonades, something called a cinnamon apple cider as one of their hot drinks.
Nice.
Both me and my friend, which I paid for both our orders, ordered a frappuccino. She got a chocolate drizzle one, and I got a hazelnut
Ooh.
one with a caramel drizzle.
Ooh.
Now, here's the only
that sounds
problem with
good.
that. Here's the only problem. I was literally a few cents off from buying it. I had like $14.22, and the order called for $14.98.
Mhm.
But then my amazing mom came through and just gave me $5 to finish to top off.
Nice.
Awesome.
Literally, as we were walking away with our coffees, my friend wanted me to FaceTime my mom so she could say thank you.
Aw.
You wanna know what's funny?
Hmm.
I actually had a waiter like tip me 30 cents off of an order of a slushie. I've actually had a waiter. It was a female waiter, like tip me off 30 cents for a slushie. It was pretty epic. I didn't have enough for it.
Yeah.
She was like, you know what? I got you covered. And I was like,
Yeah,
Well, here's-
usually
well,
they'll
the thing
cover
about
you if it's that
you-
small, yeah.
Well, the thing about it is that it was like they used an online like ordering thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now then, as for games,
Yes.
for starters, there's the obvious stuff that's going to be going on in the future with Township Tale. I've been getting back into that, like prepping some stuff.
Yes, chat, be aware. You should know this by now. We are doing Township streams. Township is only what, $10, right?
$10.
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah,
That's why
it-
I wanted to buy it for both Mr. Bob and Fusion tomorrow. Until
that's fair.
Fusion said that they were gonna pay for their own.
I can help you get it, Mr. Bob, if you want, but you might tell me no.
It'd be better if I can't.
Which I will
Right.
respect if you tell me no.
Oh wait, no. It'd be better for me to hang with y'all than not to. So I
Okay,
guess I'm
okay.
gonna have to
I mean,
accept
it's
it.
dirt,
Have
it's dirt,
to.
it's dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap, and it's for the
It's
benefit of the
dirt
stream.
cheap for such a good game.
It is like. It's like
Cool.
Lethal Company.
One-
Like Lethal Company was $2, and that game is
$5 I
worth.
thought.
When it first came out, it was worth like $3.
Goodness.
Or it was on sale, one or the other. And that game is worth an easy $15, maybe even 20.
Yeah.
It is not worth
Oh, yeah.
$3.
Here-
Like holy
Here's
cow!
the thing for me though. When I bought Township Tale for like pre-order stuff, since I loved the game, there was this old YouTuber who doesn't have their channel anymore,
Aw.
unfortunately. I don't know what happened to them, but they got me into Township Tale. Cause here's the thing. I started off by like watching some of my favorite YouTubers play the game like once or twice. It was like, oh my goodness, this looks like so much fun. You can poison people? That's amazing.
No, that game is so dangerously real life. I don't know how to take it sometimes.
Cause the thing about it too is that if you just literally put 4 like uncooked whole chickens into a cauldron, you make a form of poison.
Yeah, yeah. It
And then-
is an
and then not just
outrageous
that,
game.
And not just that, but then later on, I found this one YouTuber who I said doesn't have their thing anymore, or at least you can't find it anymore, because I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure they deleted it. But they were called, if I remember correctly, Pink Lemon, and they were like a really small like creator. What they would teach people for Township Tale, they would do like challenges. Like for instance, there was this one challenge of them having to make a Valiant Rapier on a new server with like just start out from the start and immediately try to make one. Sounds really
Okay.
hard, but they were able to do it. So it was really cool and all. You get to learn like what the specifics of Township Tale is, like the damage quality, the softness quality, and the hardness quality of like metals. How to like work out how things work, like with building, with crafting, carpentry, blacksmiths.
Yeah.
Each in different kinds of skill levels.
You and JI are gonna have to teach me how to play that game again because I don't remember anymore. I don't know how to.
We could
craft
do it
anymore.
today.
Oh my goodness.
We could
Probably
do it today.
not. Remember, I'm sick. My brain is toast. It is mush. It is gush.
Tomorrow.
Maybe. I can't remember what tomorrow is. Chat, when you're watching
Tomorrow's
this, you will
Friday.
know now.
Tomorrow's
you will know.
Friday.
You will know
Tomorrow is
tomorrow.
Friday.
You will know tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Friday.
I know it's stream day, but I don't remember if we're starting out with Dungeons of Eternity and then doing Big Scary, or if we're doing Township Tale and then Big Scary, because then the next day will be vice versa. So one way or the other, we're still doing Township.
I really do not want to do Big Scary.
I know
It's
you
not that-
don't.
it's
I
not-
know you don't, but chat does. Chat does.
Of
They want to
course
play
they
Big
do.
Scary,
What do you
and they want
expect?
and they want
What
to
do you
play
expect?
and they want to play Scary Baboon because evidently that's a game.
Oh my goodness.
God.
Scary Baboon. What in the world are
If
they
you
named?
want me to, I have an idea.
What's up? What's your idea?
If possible, on Friday, if you do Dungeons of Eternity, then Big Scary, I will have my headset charged up in time by the time you end the Big Scary stream, and I can help you with it after.
Help me with what?
Because for the
after?
most,
Oh, with
Township
Township
Tale.
Tale stuff. Okay, gotcha.
because the thing about
yeah,
it
if I have
too
time.
is that
If I have time.
okay, stream. Here's the thing. When I said prepping like the server, I meant that literally there are two main like paths that need to get made so that way you guys could have a decent start.
Yeah.
I'm the person who built both of those by myself in like 2 days, one for each. Wasn't too hard. It was more time consuming and scary on my end because I'm not a huge fan of phantoms when needing to get wood for the blacksmith area.
Are those enemies like new enemies in game? Well, it will be
Fan-
new for me.
Let me explain. Phantoms are these kinds of things where they spawn. Oh god. I'll explain more.
Who's
Josh.
requesting? Who's requesting an invite? Who's requesting an
No
invite?
one. I have
Oh,
to be
okay.
right back.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what.
okay. It's so good.
I'll explain more when I get back. If you guys want to
That's fine.
continue
That's fine.
on with
Yeah.
this, and I'll explain more when I get back.
Gotcha. So we're basically gonna talk about basically horror video games we've played, or maybe horror video games we're trying, just horror video games in general. We'll start out with Fusion, since we'll start this side again, and then make our way through. And hopefully, by the time we're all the way over there, Zany comes back, and maybe we'll get our guest in time. So, Fusion, what horror video games are you? I mean, I think you already answered it in the initial part, but I'll let you say what you gotta say.
Well, basically I should add that like the best, well, I should say scariest games I've ever played is, I gotta say, Resident Evil 7 is really scary to me
Uh-huh.
because like
Which
you're
one's that one?
literally
Like what title?
that one's you're in the house.
Oh,
That's
you're talking about
Biohazard.
Village. You're talking about Village. Oh no, Biohazard. Yeah, no,
No, this-
Biohazard's intense.
Biohazard,
Yes.
yeah. That one is really, really scary to me because when I first played it, I was like, "Oh gosh, I cannot play this game," but I did it. I made it through.
Mhm.
That one's terrifying for me. I can't really think of any others because there's a lot of scary games that I don't play.
Mhm.
Now, VR wise, I have played the Fear Survey on here. Now, if you want terrifying, play that. For all them horror lovers out there, play Fear Survey. You will get scared. Trust me.
Yeah.
And if you say no, something's wrong with you. Something's wrong.
I can't play it. I can't play it. Like
I
I've seen
can't
I've seen
either,
the
like,
I've seen the
ugh.
one that's been made in Rec Room. I can't play that one either.
I can't do it. I've tried.
Yeah.
I can't stand the fact of something staring at me and I'm trying to do like Simon Says here, like tell me what to do. It's like, go. Like, no, thank you.
What is
that-
like? Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
That is, I was just gonna say like that's one of the most scariest maps I've ever been on.
What is your favorite horror game you've ever played?
That's a toughie. Probably, I'm gonna have to say probably my favorite scary game to play that I've really been scary. I mean, they'll give me jump scares, but I was like, meh, nothing. Probably gonna say, probably like the Dead Island series and the Resident Evil series. They're scary, but like, they don't get me. There's jump scares here and there, but I was like, nothing.
Okay, that's cool. I guess for me, it's actually gonna be Resident Evil Biohazard for me as well. Like that was
Ah,
actually
nice.
the first horror game I ever played, as well as the first
You get
horror.
your hand cut off.
Oh, that was bad.
That,
I wish
oh,
it was
yeah,
hand
that.
tracking in Resident Evil Biohazard. There wasn't. It was only DualShock and VR headset.
I wish, yeah.
And oh man, I'm still scarred by Mia just coming out from the shadows and doing that.
Oh,
Rah!
yeah.
And it's just, I'm
Yeah.
scarred
Oh,
for
and-
life. I'm
Oh
scarred
my
for
gosh.
life. I had a friend. He finally got a PSVR. Like this was a while back. It was the first
Oh,
PSVR.
yeah.
And I'm like, I think he got the game for free or something. And I'm like, yeah, you should try it. It's an amazing experience. I feel so bad.
It was really
Because
fun.
You know when that police officer shows up at the door
Yeah.
and then he kind of loses his face over the issue?
Oh, yeah.
My
Wait,
friend
what?
saw that and he was not this he turned off the game. He was done. No
Like,
more.
Nope.
I don't I think
I'm
he
not
even was
playing no
done.
more.
And he was done with the in VR in general. No more VR. I feel bad because I think I destroyed him.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And he wasn't
That
like a
reminds
kid or
me of my
anything.
first
He's
game.
actually like he was like he's a full
Oh
grown
my
adult
God.
person, and he was just
Right,
like
yeah.
he was just like, nope, I'm done, bro, I'm done. And I'm just like,
Headset on.
yeah.
Nope. I'm done. I'm not in the game anymore.
Everest. Am I allowed to continue on while I was talking about like the phantoms?
no, let's continue on going with this conversation because
Sounds good.
we're trying to keep the stream in flow, and I don't want to get too disruptive, just because we want to keep it smooth for the sake of some of the secrets I told you guys before stream. So,
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. So let's just try to keep things fluid. If you want to tell me
Mr.
more
Bob,
about
don't
it after
spoil
stream,
it again.
I promise you,
he won't spoil
this
it.
ring pop is going to help me, and it's going to keep my mouth shut.
So yeah, Resident Evil, Biohazard, Resident Evil. Oh, what was the name of the one that came out on the Quest? Resident Evil 4.
Resident
Four,
Evil
yeah.
4.
Just 4. It didn't have a subtitle.
It was just
No.
yeah, it was just Resident Evil 4.
Oh, was it? Okay. That one
I'm
was
pretty sure
another
it's like
one.
the original. I'm pretty sure it's like the original, not the remastered.
I really want to play the PS5
original.
version on PSVR 2, but the game is so expensive right now, and I
Wait.
hear it is an outrageous
can-
experience.
I can get it for free right now because I already have the game.
Nice, but I want to try it in
But
VR though. Like,
I want to try in VR as well.
Sorry, Zany, what were you trying to say?
Huh? I was gonna continue on with the horror topic by asking you guys a question, but I'm gonna ask it
Oh.
when we're all done with when we're done.
Oh,
with the
okay, that's
talking.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'm trying to think of like my very legit first horror game because I feel like it was, I want to say Resident Evil's Biohazard, but I'm sure I know what it was. Alien Isolation.
Oh God.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like
That was really
I
scary.
beat that game, by the way, and I just remember one day, you know, it's late at night. I have the house to myself. I'm going to my room. I've been playing the game, and it's late at night, by the way. I've been playing the game for a few hours.
Right.
Now.
Oh,
I'm having
no.
a great time. And as I
Oh
enter,
no.
as I enter my room, I see something slither down the wall, like a huge thing
Oh,
slither
no.
down the wall. I was done. I was so done. Okay, just to clarify what that was my Star Wars poster I had in the corner of my wall, unhinged itself from the wall, and it's not made out of paper, it's like made out of plastic. So
Yeah.
it didn't just fall down, it slithered down the wall. And
Wait. Okay. Wait.
Oh,
I have a.
no.
I have a quick question.
No. Yeah, go
Which
ahead. Say it.
game was it again? Which game was it again?
Alien
Oh
Isolation.
right, Alien. Oh right. Oh God.
It was so bad. Like, I think I had to take a breather for like a few seconds, and then I was dumb enough to go back into the game again.
Did you turn on the lights? Did you turn
Oh
on
yeah,
the lights?
the
in
lights were
room?
already on. The lights were already on, but I definitely had more lights on. It was just like,
There was a game I forgot to mention.
yeah, go ahead.
This wasn't my first game, but another good scary game to play. Dead
goodness.
Space Remastered.
Oh.
Okay.
That game is good. That game gave me serious jump scares. I got so
Okay.
scared of them little
I
monster
take-
alien-like creatures. Ooh.
I
Oh,
take
the
everything back.
exploding ones.
I take
The
everything
exploding
back.
ones.
My
What?
first horror game was Dead Space 2.
Oh,
that was back-
yes.
That was back when it first came out. I had never really watched a horror movie back then. I had never really played a horror video game back then. I
Yeah.
was traumatized so badly, I returned to the video game. That's how
What?
bad. That is how badly I was traumatized. That I actually.
Did your mom and dad even know you were playing this video game or no? Or
Oh,
she
I
old?
was old enough to play that video game without their permission.
Oh, I see.
I mean, they probably wouldn't want me playing that video game in general. I thought it was this cool, epic sci-fi adventure game.
Right.
I did not know that was horror based. And then when I see that poor man lose his
Oh,
head,
Okay, wait a sec. Everest.
What? What?
How did you not know it was horror space when the game is called Dead Space?
Dead Space.
Because was a cool name. I mean, dude, guys, I lived under a
Everest.
rock. How obvious do I need to make this?
It's like the same. It's like the same thing with Dead Island. It's an island, but it's dead. There's zombies.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it could just
Anything
be a
relating
metaphor.
to the word dead means there's zombies. Let's
I
be
mean,
real.
nowadays I see that, but back then I didn't. I thought it just meant like, some evil you had to fight, which it is true, but it's a horror. It's
Everest.
horror. It is so horror. I
Everest.
was
Everest.
not your traditional teenager. I was not your traditional teenager.
Oh
Everest.
my goodness.
That doesn't change the fact I'm gonna shame you.
There is no shaming to be had because I take it as a
There is
compliment.
shaming to be had. there is absolutely shaming to be had.
This ring pop tastes good.
Oh,
Tastes like green apple.
what's up,
quick
Fusion?
note. This is still based on horror.
Shoot.
Since you said your first ever scary game,
Mhm.
actually my first ever scary game to play was Haunted Mansion on the PS2.
Oh wow.
That
Wow,
game
what?
scared me as a kid. That game scared me, but I still played it. I still play it to this day, which I have not played actually in a while, and I didn't get back into it.
Oh my goodness.
That's
But yeah,
fair.
since you
guys
mentioned
don't
first
wanna know
scary
mine.
game, that was the first
I'm
one I
excited
went
to hear yours,
Ooh.
Mr. Bob. All right,
It's
Mr.
gonna
Bob.
be so
Go ahead, Mr. Bob.
stupid.
What do you want to share about horror video games? I say that in
My
general, so that way you can say whatever.
I'm gonna start out with this, but my very first horror game I've ever played fully was Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
I knew.
Yes,
I remember you kind of
that
telling me
one.
that. Yeah.
Oh yes, that one. Ugh,
That was the
was
very
serious
first horror
jump scare.
game.
that one
Is
got
it
me a lot
sad?
as a
I
teenager.
didn't know FNAF existed until 5 years ago.
Yes.
Zany's like,
Didn't that game come out in like 2015 or something?
2014.
Somewhere in that 14.
oh, so FNAF
I
is
know
still
that game
technically
like
still
the back
new.
of my head.
Actually,
I keep
hold
forgetting
up,
that.
hold up, wait, guys.
Ah.
No, I think that's wrong. I think that's
That
wrong.
game's
Let me
10
search it
years
up.
old now.
I thought FNAF
wanna
came
say
out
it's
in
around that time era.
2010 to 2012.
Hold up. I'm searching it right now because
it's
I
Sure, sure.
think I don't. I'm pretty sure it's not 2014 because I remember playing. I remember playing FNAF 6 when I was like 6 years old, and when I was 6 years old, that was like 2017. That was like 2017 or
Ugh, good year, good year.
Mm.
Anyways, hold
I
on, give me a
think
second. I'm
FNAF
searching
6
it.
was 2018.
Did FNAF come out? Oh, it is 2014.
Okay, still
I
that
don't
was
know math,
that was
dude.
10 years ago. Still, yikes.
Yeah. Phew.
That's a long
Actually,
time for a
it's-
game, but
actually,
anyway,
it's
let me
past-
continue.
It's past a decade.
Yeah.
Let me continue. So, horror game.
Sure.
I had that phase when I was really young, basically that age. But I did take it seriously. I did have a lot of nightmares for that, but for some reason I really took it seriously, and I wasn't a scaredy cat about it. I just continued watching it. I'm not even joking and playing it.
Oh, FNAF.
Yeah, I really wanted a computer for that kind of crap.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
had this
yeah.
FNAF phase where every single horror game I basically play was either FNAF. That's it. It's just FNAF. Like I basically played all of the original FNAF fan games, all the original ones.
Oh yeah.
I haven't played any of the new ones, but I have a few new ones. But I'm not really that much of a FNAF guy anymore. Wait,
Mhm.
what?
Okay, so I actually muted Zany because all the feedback they were having, but I'll unmute them and they're talking to me. All right, what's up? Oh, wait a minute. Why would it unmute? There you go. Okay, go ahead, Zany.
Something I find funny is on how come, like, I get a lot of people say that security breach isn't good or something, but I actually find it kind of like silly and horror in its own kind of way.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, like thoroughly, and I haven't
Yeah, I actually-
officially like
the
I
DLC is awesome.
like I know a lot of people probably
yeah.
hate me for
I've
this,
not
but
played the
I
DLC yet.
do not like FNAF because I don't like video games that grab you and lock you to a location and don't let you
Oh
leave.
yeah.
The security breach is the first one that kind of lets you walk around, explore, and still keeps all the
Yeah.
horror elements. I love
Yeah,
video games
yeah.
that do that.
I
It's
feel
one of
that.
the
It
It's
was
one of the
actually Help
reasons-
Wanted.
it's
kind
one of the
of.
reasons. Yeah,
Oh,
it's one of the
gosh,
reasons I
that game
actually
scared me.
Ooh, that
It's-
game.
I haven't
That
played it
game
yet.
scared
I
me
haven't
so
played it.
bad.
How
But-
badly did it scare you? Did FNAF Help Wanted 2 scare you?
Help Wanted 2 scared me so bad. It was like, I can't do this. I can't.
Oh
do
my!
this." And
Did you
Oh my.
return it?
Let me tell you
no, I
something.
still
Oh,
have
what,
it.
sorry.
Oh my
What's up?
goodness.
Okay, back to you, Everest, and then it's back to me.
I forgot
something
what
more
I
about
was
it.
talking about. As I've said,
You were
I'm
talking about
sick.
Help Wanted, I'm pretty sure. Or
Yeah.
Security Breach, whichever one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I play,
I just don't like
weird
video
things to move
games that
around.
lock you to a location, like racing games. I don't like racing games because you're stuck inside of a car. But then suddenly you play like GTA 5 and you're in a racing game and you're like, you know what? I'm getting out of my car later, guys.
Oh my
E-
I
goodness.
just
Everest.
So let me, yeah.
Everest.
Okay, let me tell y'all.
Wait,
Let me
go
tell
ahead,
y'all.
Mr. Bob.
go ahead, Mr.
So
Bob.
basically, I've basically played every single one of them games. First on my iPad, I basically replayed them on my Xbox, my Nintendo Switch, my freaking PC. I basically replayed every single one of them except for FNAF AR because I hate that game. I don't like
Oh,
it. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I actually found it kind
AR,
of silly.
no. I even spent money on it. Worst decision of my life. It's just the VR guy. It looks so cool. VR Toy Freddy, if you know what I'm talking about. He looks so freaking sick. Anyway, regret. Also, I've seen so many FNAF fan games. I basically looked at FNAF as a whole. I've read about it. I basically have so much knowledge and so much waste of my time synced up to FNAF. I genuinely believe if I made a FNAF fan game, I could make it the most horrifying FNAF fan game in existence. I'm not even joking.
Okay,
I have
here's the
so
thing, you
much
gotta make-
knowledge cramped on it.
You can't make it too horrifying, otherwise it's not gonna be too good. That's what I gotta
Right.
say. You can't make
I
it
mean-
too horrifying. You gotta find a good line.
I
mean,
mean,
I
yeah, I
guess.
see that.
Seriously, I know what spooks a person in that type of genre. I've
That's
just
fair.
seen too much. I think I have about like 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
7 or 8 years of FNAF knowledge.
Nice.
Seriously, I've just been on that for the entire time. And Help Wanted 1 and 2, I freaking play that game to death, man. Like,
Ugh.
the jump scares don't even scare me no more.
Oh
Like,
no.
now
They
the
get-
game
they get
about
me.
it is scary to me. Seriously, I've seen everything. I'm basically a grandpa at this point.
oh no.
Like,
Uh,
yeah, it is,
Any
crazy.
other horror games that you want to like say that are outside FNAF?
So basically, the reason, let me tell you, the reason why I am not that much of a FNAF person no more is because I'm burnt out of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
enough.
basically it.
Fair enough.
Another horror game. I've been really looking into Bindi and the Ink Machine.
Oh, that one's really good. That was
I
so
bought Bindi
nice.
and the Dark Rival day one.
Dark
Also
Arrival.
bought Bindi and the Ink
Yes.
Machine day one. I
Mhm.
had that on my Nintendo Switch. Dark Rival on my PC.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, great decisions, great choices. Love the
Oh,
game.
do you want something? Do you want something I gotta say?
What?
There was this one time when I was hanging out with some friends, or with a friend. They had a Bendy and Ink Machine on Switch as like an SD card. I popped into my Switch that I brought with me, started playing it, and then I accidentally took that home and beat the entire game within 5 hours, like, or something along the lines of
Nice.
that.
Oh my goodness.
Or at the very least, within a day. That's how much I already knew about the game.
Yeah,
Mr.
I went into
Bob-
both of
oh,
the
yeah, go ahead.
games without
Hmm?
any knowledge. Both
Nice.
games.
How did
Zero
you find the
knowledge,
jump
but yeah, what-
scares? But from like the
Oh,
that one
the game
3
first
crew.
was very terrifying, and the second game was a little terrifying. But again, I'm so burnt out on FNAF. It's like it's not even a horror game at this point.
I
But yeah, what?
Wow.
I think Dark Arrival was like a good like new spin on the Bendy series.
I
Bruh.
feel like it's a refreshing take because it has
Yeah.
a lot more action than one
But not
did.
like the thing I like about it is the fact that like
Uh
Whoops.
oh.
like think about it, you know who the main villain is, and yet you're also working with them, and meanwhile in the should I say the ending? I'm literally just gonna say like
Don't
something
spoil
quick.
it.
Yeah, don't spoil
I'm
it just
not
because
trying-
it's on
Yeah,
it's on
that's
video.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fair. Yeah. I was the unfortunate part of that is
So-
that the ending is one of the main reasons why I like it.
I do have one complaint.
Not good.
What is
There's this feeling of being alone. You know this feeling that
Yeah.
horror games try to capture?
Yes.
One did it perfectly, except for chapter 3. 2, it did it poorly. Now understand, you can either have a lot of characters, or you can either have no characters. 1 did it perfectly. 2, it just feels a lot less scary because you actually have allies and you actually have extra people. I just have that as a complaint. Like I really liked 1, how the first 3 chapters basically kept you alone or something.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like No Man's Sky Day 1. That game was so lonely. Like it was such an isolated universe that whenever you would like go into like dark areas or whatnot, you would hear all these creepy noises and you would freak out. It's funny because the game is
Oh.
technically not a horror game. It is now. There are horror elements to the game now. But back then technically wasn't, but it would just spook you anyway because you did not know what you were dealing with.
Let's see. Oh, another thing. So how 1 put Bindi did with Bindi, where where number 3, chapter 3, where Bindi would move around in different
Yeah.
parts. That
Yeah.
spooked me.
That
Oh
is.
yeah. that
Like
scared me
1, you
too.
would never know when Bindi would come out, and 2, you would never know if you were safe. Like it was
Right.
spooky.
Wait,
Number
wait.
2?
I was gonna say, I was gonna say there is one part. What about that one part in chapter 4 of number 1, where the projector gets his head ripped off?
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That was insane. Oh goodness.
Let me tell you. Number 2, I don't really like how they did with Bindi. So basically, I've been looking. Bindi
Right.
doesn't randomly come out. He actually is to some kind of projector or timer or something where he comes out at specific moments. Now
Okay.
that gets rid of the surprise. That gets rid of all the excitement and the spookiness. Like you feel like you're safe at that given moment that
Right.
Bindi's not there. Now number 3, it was very like specific, but at least I felt like if I stood there
Number
for
3?
too long, I was going to die. Chapter 3, 1. It felt like if I stood there too long, I was going to die. And what's even worse is that there's this secret weapon you could get if you don't die at all in chapter 3.
The
And
gun.
Chapter 3 is like the longest
gun.
chapter. Yeah, that made me even more scared because I wanted that gun. But I got the Tommy gun, which is pretty good. But yeah, that
Nice.
feeling on 1 chapter 3 was so good. It was so horrifying. But
Yeah.
like number 2 didn't feel as scary as that. I think it's a really big step down in my opinion, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
Before we go on to Zany, favorite native VR horror game?
Native.
Yeah.
Native.
Well, Mr. Bob basically
so, like,
forces a lot of
exclusive to
his
VR.
basically knows how to force a lot of 2D games to VR. So I'm basically not letting him do that because he's just gonna say FNAF again. So I said native, like it's actually built
Definitely.
to VR.
Uh,
What's Mr. Bob
see.
doing?
I
He's
can't
like,
say FNAF how wanted, right?
if you want, if it actually is.
Nah,
is
nah. I ain't gonna
it's
cheap
built.
out.
It's
I ain't gonna cheap out. Let me see. Let me look at Steam real quick to make sure I know which one.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Not gonna lie, I actually want to play Dead Island 2 on VR. Now that I've played it on
Oh.
flat screen.
Is it actually VR?
This
No.
is gonna sound so cheap,
I want
but
to.
it has to be Phasmophobia. It has
Good
to be.
answer. That's actually a
Ooh,
very
that's a
good
good
answer. I totally forgot about Phasmophobia. The first time I played
That
it with
will
a
give you-
friend, we went down into a creepy basement. I hid in a corner and she cried in the other corner. I
oh goodness.
I kind of feel
Oh,
bad
no.
about that. And you-
Honestly, I
I
can't
see
blame you
why.
for that. Because you were
What's up?
scared.
Yeah, it was
Brian, you were
terrible.
scared.
Forgot.
I mean,
Forgot,
heck, I
sorry.
would too if I was playing that game. I was like, ooh.
Hey, y'all want to play the game sometime or nah?
Oh, Phasmophobia? I'd be good to play
Yeah.
with you. I might
Hey,
hide in the
y'all
corner
wanna
I
play
again.
don't
some?
think I.
Y'all want to play this
Oh,
after this or
good.
nah?
Oh,
I don't
Phasmophobia?
think I
No.
have it.
Remember,
Don't worry. I'm really good
Remember-
at the game.
I'm a little
Oh.
sickish. I don't know if
Oh
I'm gonna
my
be able to do
God.
much after this. I may have to go straight to bed
I see.
because I'm still having some health issues.
That's okay.
Sadly.
Oh.
All right. to
Oh
you,
my
Zany.
goodness.
Yes, Zany.
Huh,
What
oh,
is your thoughts,
yeah, yeah.
Come on,
perspectives,
Zany, come on.
ideas on
Come
horror
on, keep the
video
podcast
games?
going.
All right. What, Everest? What'd you say? I couldn't hear because.
thoughts, perspectives, ideas, and horror video games. Basically, what I've been asking these two and myself. Ah, keep your hands to yourselves.
Good.
Sorry. My freaking
My
ring
hands over
popped. How
here.
dare you?
It's just the detection
it's
box
good.
is so weird with the hands.
I'd say it's pretty good.
Like, do you have any favorite scary
Well,
games that you've
yeah,
played?
yeah.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
That's fair, I guess.
No!
It is technically a horror game.
It is technically one.
Not technically.
It
it
is,
is.
it
It
is
is a
a
psychological horror game.
It's also a dating sim.
Yeah.
Not entirely. Not really. Not entirely.
Not really, bruh.
Yeah,
Most
not
of the
really.
game,
Bro.
literally 75% of the game is dating sim. Heck, Doki
It's
Doki
psychological
Literature
horror, my guy.
Plus
It's meant to
makes it
look like a dating game.
95%.
It's meant to look like a
Okay.
dating sim. That's kind of the point.
Okay, let me ask you this. What
Yes.
scary game have you played that has literally made you terrified? And you'll never play again?
Oh.
Ooh, okay. I have not been playing that much, but it's not. I wouldn't say I would never play this game again because I need to. And it's really good, but I'm trying to think. Because there's one obvious answer that I already said in stream that isn't Doki Doki Literature Club. Get your head out the barrel.
Oh my goodness.
Although I
I need
did
a
play
ring
a bit
pop.
of that, but I didn't get to the horror aspect yet because I was waiting on Fusion.
I mean,
Hmm.
if there is a game that scared you really bad and you feel like you want to play it again, then you can answer that.
Well, I mean, no, it's not that I would play it again. It's more along I would show it to my friends and watch them cry.
Oh no. What game is
No.
that?
I'm
just
talking about
curious.
that. I'm talking about that horror map I ended up went into in VR chat.
Oh.
That map! Still got you on that one. I still
If
feel
I
bad
had
for
to
that.
say
You
a
were having
game,
panic attack. you were having a fear attack going on. You were
panic attack. I
hyperventilating.
always have panic attacks. Let's be real. I always have panic attacks.
I mean, part
If I had to say a horror,
it was funny, but then I felt bad. It was like, oh man.
if
I should've
I had to
got
say
him.
a horror game I've played in the last few years that scared me a lot, it would have to be Help Wanted. I don't own the game, but that same friend I was telling you guys about,
Right.
he and I made a bet with his sister where
Oh, no.
if she paid for if she paid for it, he and I would play it because we liked the game a lot, but we also didn't want to play it. We took up the bet, and I played the least scary one there was because I knew it would be fine.
Oh yeah.
So you guys take a guess on which one it is.
It's probably the one with Bonky. Wait, not Bonky. Bonbon, like the Bonbon game. That one.
No, it's number one, dude.
It's
Number
the first
one.
What's number one?
Is
I
it
forgot. It's been a
the-
bit since I played the game. I played the game day one,
Parts,
by
parts
the way.
and service. Parts and service.
Parts and
service.
service.
Oh,
That's even
that
more
one
scarier.
scares me. That one's scary. Because what if
Really?
you mess up? It's just right in your face.
Bon's less
Oh,
scary.
here's the. We're talking about Help Wanted 1, dude. Come on.
Oh, one.
Keep
That-
up.
my bad.
Keep
we're
up.
talking about number
Sorry.
one. Oh no.
So here's the thing. I found it scary at first, but I already knew like the main color. I already knew like the main coordinations with stuff. So for most part,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
fine. The only reason why I didn't win was because when I was getting to the last moments, I needed to like put the eyes back. I was trying to like readjust it in my hand, and when I tried to grab it with my other hand while my left hand was holding it, it dropped. I had a split second and I saw it, and I immediately closed my eyes because I knew what was about to happen.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Now,
You know.
That's the unfortunate
Oh.
part. I was so close to getting it. I was so close.
You know, when I tried out an Oculus for the very first time, my friend has an Oculus. I was gonna play some VR games, and I was like, "Ooh, I see VR chat," or no, I see Rec Room. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna play that." No, he had it hooked up on his phone, and he put Help Wanted. I was like, why are you making me play this game? Because I just want to see how you do. The whole time.
Oh
I'm
my
just-
god.
Oh
Actually,
no.
I take
so
everything I
scared.
said back. My favorite non-VR horror game is Do You Copy?
Oh, that
Oh,
one.
that
Oh,
one.
I've heard of that.
Isn't that one like?
yeah.
Also, didn't
Alright.
they do a recreation of that in Rec Room as well? I remember.
No,
Yeah. That
Doing
was
it
I'm
with
gonna
assist, I
say
think.
my
before
favorite native horror
Kinda
VR
hacked.
game is.
Actually, what is your
And this
first?
will
What is your
put-
first horror game first before we go to native VR?
Yeah, what's the first one you've
First
ever
horror
played?
game. It's been so long. I actually
Build
don't
your
really
own
remember.
Do You Copy?
I mean, the only reason I remember what my first horror game was because Fusion stated Dead Space, and it was like, oh right, Dead Space
I
2 was
can't-
technically.
I don't actually remember. If I could say what got me into horror, like partially, or what gave me nightmares, this will come as very stupid, but The Walking Dead. I was 4.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay,
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. However,
Facts.
I mean,
I
ooh.
cannot lie. Zombieland Double Tap is a really good movie.
Never watched it.
Now, back on track.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
I
yeah-
know
yeah,
that
VR.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so for VR, what a horror game I've been playing recently, and this might come as a shock to Everest because he completely forgot about the whole premise of the game. Township
Interesting.
Tale.
I mean, are you talking about the caves, like the dungeons and all that mess?
No, everything. Basically everything. Like,
Okay.
it seems real happy and cheery on the surface, but then when it gets nighttime and you have to, like, go out to grab stuff, it becomes traumatizing. Remember on How Come I said I was, like, had to work on getting, like, the wood for the blacksmith area and stuff like that?
Right.
I was forced to do that in the dark, where phantoms could spawn.
Oh, lovely.
Phantoms scare the crap out of me.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Fair enough.
now would be a good time for me to explain what phantoms really are.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Basically, apparently in the lore or something like that, they're apparently the spirits of dead townspeople.
Oh. So they're
Huh.
ghosties.
Early, from what I've heard, apparently, Huh?
So they're ghosties.
Ghosty.
they're called phantoms. What do you expect?
I don't know.
Really? Come on, man.
I mean, phantoms in Minecraft, I think, are
basically-
creepy bats that want to grab your face if you don't sleep enough.
Ooh. Them things freak
But
me out.
basically,
Mainly they're annoying.
let me explain what phantoms are. So you already know like the main lore premise of them.
Yeah.
Shush.
Uh,
Basically, they only come out at night like mobs in Minecraft, but
right.
there's a
Mhm.
very specific twist to them. They can spawn pretty much anywhere that isn't the main town.
Uh-oh.
So let's say, for instance, you're
Whoa.
going through mountain.
You almost crashed,
So
by
let's
the
say,
way.
for instance,
You're
Great.
back. You're back, but you almost crashed.
Yeah, we can hear you. You
Yeah.
just crashed. Like,
So-
you almost flagged out.
So let's say, for instance, you're going through Mountain Pass, which is nearby Town Hall,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden you hear this eerie screech behind you. You turn around, you see this transparent green ghost attacking you with faces that can spawn right around you and suck the life force out of you.
Those were not a thing when I played Township till when I first started playing it.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you a specific thing. So, the thing about phantoms, they're scary, but there's also another way to spawn the heads. Like the heads that they spawn that drain your life force.
Right.
Basically, you can take a Gotera core, or what is essentially the eyes of those wood monsters that nearby the wood area I was talking about, that
Okay.
leads into like the banded plains and stuff. When you kill those, there's a chance to get a Gotera eye. And what ends up happening? What?
Hey, you guys
Are you
stuck your
drinking
nose.
coffee?
Leave him alone.
Right. That. It sounded like he was drinking coffee or laughing or something. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
No. Oh, you
Anyways.
guys heard that. Okay. Sorry, Chad. I was blowing my
okay.
nose. I muted
okay.
myself on the recording, but I didn't realize I didn't mute myself in the
Oh
record.
no, you're okay.
Oops.
It's totally
Okay,
fine.
so
It's okay.
essentially, if you get one of those cores and throw it at a phantom, you'll be
Mhm.
able to attack it and kill it and get the chance of getting something called a phantom guard. You can put that
Right.
on a weapon and it will essentially cause the weapon to deal more damage at the cost of your life. If you start attacking a person multiple times, those same phantom heads will start to spawn around you and you'll be forced to kill them before they kill you.
Gotcha.
So essentially, the essentially, phantoms are there in the game to put the fear of God into you.
Fair enough.
Literally, I will travel in the day to get like wood and stuff, but I will never go out at night because I am so scared. Even if you have a light source, they can spawn.
I cannot wait to actually stream the Township Tale, just because of all this stuff
If
you're
you
saying.
if you want to know like a quick specific situation that happened to me,
Mhm.
let's take my first time playing. So one time in this random server, I forgot which one. Me and like these few other people we found were just going through the forest place in daytime until we reached the plains.
Right.
We were exploring the bandit camps, running around, grabbing stuff, and then it started to turn dark. We were like talking and stuff, and eventually like an argument came out like about like one of the teams stabbing another person for no reason because they thought it was funny and stuff
Oh no.
with like weapons that barely dealt any damage and stuff. And then all of a sudden, we hear a scream. We hear an eerie shriek. And as soon as we hear all that, I say to the group, "Did you guys hear that?" And then we all turn behind us to see this phantom right behind us. And we immediately screamed and started running.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Ooh.
I love it when that
And then
happens
there
in
was
video
another
games.
And then there was another time where me in a different server where me and this one other dude were gonna go to Mountain Pass. We were going to we would decide we were gonna like try to be brave and stuff, go during near the end of the night so we can explore more and more.
Uh-oh.
But then
You're crashing.
you're about
You're
to
crashing. Oh no.
great.
You're gay. Okay, you might be back. Okay. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's resetting his headset. He's turning it off and then turning it back on, I think.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're frozen.
What?
Okay. You were like this, just stuck.
Oh. No,
Okay.
I was
Okay, you're
doing
back.
this because I was pushing my charger back into its port.
Okay, but you actually froze like
Oh.
that, like solid no movement whatsoever. But you're back now. You're
Mm.
back.
Okay, so essentially in this different server, we were gonna go explore Mountain Pass, which was
Mhm.
the place I was talking about earlier. That isn't like the camps and stuff.
So let's
My
try
parents are
wrapping.
screaming over football.
Let's start like wrapping things up because we are hitting about 55 minutes, and I do
I'm-
want to ask
I
one
am
quick
trying.
question to all of you guys.
So
like one last
yeah,
one.
no, basically like right in front of the entrance that would lead into like the area where you walk from Mountain Pass,
Mhm.
a phantom spawned right outside the town. It scared us
Nice.
so badly we climbed to the very top of the town hall.
Right.
Which I just might add that the top of the town hall equals to about 10 stories.
Yeah, I've seen it. Can you kill them?
Yes, those Gotera cores I was talking about.
Okay.
It makes them like non-transparent and allows you to kill them. It is
Gotcha.
very scary, but if you can do it, there's a small chance you get a phantom guard. Those
Okay.
things are rare and are really good. I've never
Gotcha.
used one personally since I didn't really like them or how they looked.
Okay.
Yeah.
New question, just so we can start wrapping things up here. We'll start with Fusion again, and then make our way around. Funny horror moment stories in games, whether it's with friends, like multiplayer horror games, or just something that just happened by yourself and it was just hilarious.
Well, I can kind of name one in particular.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Why do I feel like
Looking at
Zadie's
you.
involved? Yeah, I do it.
Looking at you. I'm
But
sorry.
I,
that
I
was
feel like I know. I feel like I know this.
so. Yes, chat out there. there is a game on VR chat called Hayride,
Oh.
and I literally took Everest and Zany and then a few others to there. Thought it'd be fun. Well, I didn't realize the game was 2 people, or like what, like 2 or 3 people only.
Three people only,
Three
and there was
people
only 4 of us, so we were gonna
Yeah.
split up into 2 groups because I knew Stream wanted to see me panic a bunch, so I went with
Yeah.
Everest and you went with Ji.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
And so
remember.
you were watching Stream and stuff, seeing how much I was
I was
panicking.
watching the stream, and Zany was having a full-on panic attack. He was hyperventilating. Anyway, it's like, okay, this is funny, but at the
And-
same time, I feel
and
really,
then-
really
and
bad.
then I mentioned the fact that my dog started to climb on me to try
Yeah,
and
your
calm me
dog-
down.
Oh my goodness.
You should actually, Mr. Bob. It should be the latest VR chat stream. You could find it there. It was like at the very
You
beginning.
should check it out.
It was-
I
it
think
was
what we're
funny.
talking about.
Like Ji
boy.
literally had
Yeah.
everyone abandon him on that cart because
Yeah.
they couldn't take it. Ji was just like, "What am I doing here?" He's just flipping out.
Well,
Where was y'all at?
I
I know
forget
it
the
was
name.
like Hayride, but yeah, what?
It
Like,
very
where was y'all
weird.
at? Like, what was the environment?
It was basically a cart
spooky.
going through a
It was like
pitch
literally
black
like a hayride.
cornfield.
Yeah. And you
The
had to do,
thing-
like,
the
certain
thing-
tasks, and there
If
were
you,
things coming up at
Fusion, one thing you might have not noticed, the main thing that scared me were one of the main things that scared me weren't just the monsters, but it was the fact that I had to the fact that me and Everest had to collect stuff that from what the chalkboard said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
Like,
I'm
as-
gonna.
like I remember.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I remember at one moment I saw a monster like running towards the cart and threw their arm
Yeah,
on. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, you were done. You were done. I remember. I remember that.
and then the cart keeper turned into a spider.
He
That
turned into a
terrified
dead
me.
spider thing. Yeah.
And then I was the first one to see it, and I was right next to it, and I full on screamed.
Yep, you did.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Everest, I feel like for the podcast, you need to like pull up a moment of that to show
If
show
I
the
can,
podcast people
again,
watching.
as I told, we've already gone too long in the podcast. I don't know if I'll be able to. As I said,
It wouldn't.
if I exceed an hour in the podcast, it becomes almost impossible to edit it. So, because my software
I
or
want
my PC can't handle it with more RAM, something like that.
I want to see if you can do that though. I want to see if this possible.
We'll see.
Because I want
No
people
promises.
to know.
See.
No
I
promises.
want people
because
to know.
it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I don't even know
Oh,
which stream
fair.
it is. It wasn't last VR chat stream
It-
either. It was several
It was
VR
the
chat streams
second.
ago.
It was the second to last VR chat stream then, because it wasn't that long
Maybe.
ago.
Maybe.
It was not that long ago.
Anyway,
Ugh.
my favorite horror story was actually No Man's Sky related. Me and a friend, we
Okay.
land our spaceships on this like desolate moon, and we're joking with each other that we're going to bump into
Lethal
a
Company.
No, this is No Man's Sky. Not Lethal
I know. I
Company.
was making the joke to Lethal
Oh,
Company because you
no,
land
we
on
were.
moons.
Oh no, we were joking that we were going. Lethal Company hadn't come out yet. This was a few years back, and we were joking that we were going to have a xenomorph find us on this moon. So
Oh my God.
we're walking through, and the developers for
Foreshadowing.
No Man's Sky had put an update that they didn't tell anybody about, as far as I am aware. So we're going up, and we find an egg just in the middle of nowhere. This
Oh
desolate-
my God.
and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
and we're joking with it. We're like, we found the xenomorph egg. And it's like, hey, dude, I'm going to shoot it. And if something comes out,
Uh,
you just run for your life. You run for
Oh,
your ship,
no.
okay?
Oh
And
no.
he's like, okay, you got it. And so I take out my gun. I shoot the egg, just expecting, like, to get loot from it. I shoot the egg, and their version of a xenomorph crawls out of that egg. And I remember shouting to my friend, get to your ship, run for your life. And I just hear him say, you got it. And I see his ship just flying past me. And I'm like, he was never with me to begin with. He was hiding in his ship the whole time. And I'm like, what? You didn't stick around with me to help me out. And I'm literally
were you guys
running.
in like a
And
were
I'm
you guys
running
in
to
like
my
a
ship.
Discord call? Were you guys in like a Discord call?
No, No Man's Sky is multiplayer. So you can, and
Yeah.
it has audio chat in the game too. And it's crossplay.
So you mean to tell? No. I know like that. I was assuming that part, but like, so you mean to tell me there wasn't like a proximity chat, so you couldn't tell he was getting farther away?
Oh no. So now I remember. We weren't using proximity. We weren't using in-game chat. We were using the PlayStation chat because back then we
Hmm.
played No Man's Sky on
Oh,
PlayStation.
yeah.
So we were using that. So
question.
I didn't hear distance related. So
Ah.
I had to
So
run
he
for my
set
dear
you up.
life. Oh, he didn't set me up.
See, one of my friends did it to me.
He pretended
He
he was
knew what
going
was about
along
to
with me.
happen.
And when I
He
told
knew
him,
what was gonna
yeah,
happen.
he didn't know, but he wasn't gonna risk it. He was just like, heck no.
Right,
So when I
right.
tell him, be ready to run back to your ship because he was behind me. And then, as I tell him, get ready to run back to your ship, he's already running back to his ship as fast
He's
as he
slowly just backing away.
can. So I'm like, how dare you, man,
I
leave me
can see one of my
behind?
friends doing that
And
to
I
me.
just run to my ship.
I can see Mr. Bob doing that.
I
Why
had
can
to
I see that
bolt.
too?
Those things are so
Yeah.
fast.
Too.
Good luck, Mr. Bob, when you find an abomination. Good luck.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of them in
Over here,
game
it's
now.
funny, like Mr. Bob's like, I'm already gone.
Right?
See ya, punk.
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Bob, favorite horror story.
Uh,
If you have one.
My favorite horror
I love
story
those, like,
is the night before Christmas.
Oh goodness.
No.
Like the
no,
Nightmare
no,
Before
it's
Christmas?
not. That too. Anyway, actually, my favorite horror story,
Hmm.
I don't actually have one, but I'll tell you something scary I've been through.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
This is real life, but anyway. So there was this moment where I was really afraid of vampires, right?
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Basically
Oh
went on
no,
my
Fusion,
day,
don't.
and then after I went into my
Fusion.
teacher, my 5th grade teacher, I went inside my 5th grade teacher's class. She was like really eyeing her eyeballs on October 31st. I'm like, you okay? Anyway, yeah, her eyes was like really, I don't know, like really wide and really red. She looked like she didn't get her good night's rest or coffee or anything. So I
Right.
was like, all right. And then everyone else was like dressed in their costumes. I
Halloween
wasn't wearing
costumes?
anything. I was basically wearing school uniform because that's what my dad wanted it, plain and stale. But anyway, um, there was this male and female people, I'm not telling you their names, but basically they were basically wearing vampire outfits,
Oh.
and for some reason my eyes just play with me, like they had the same eyes as my teacher. So what I did was tell them, why y'all look so alike? And then the teacher was like, what do you mean? And then she brung them up at the end of class and showed a comparison, did a picture test, and my eyes were really deceiving me. I was like, okay. And then the next day, I went in. All 3 of them, like toddlers, went and jump scared me when I opened the door. And they were all having like jam and strawberry jam all over them.
Oh my
and red
goodness.
eyes. And then when I opened the door, apparently the entire class had a whole bunch of strawberry jam and just splattered all over themselves.
Oh.
Just looked like they were dead and they were vampires.
Oh.
And they
That's
also painted their skin. That was an
You're
interesting day.
next.
And I got surprised really badly.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was all cool.
I'm sorry. I would have gotten a kick out of that.
I would just like to mention something I noticed while you were saying that story. Fusion looked really intent about it, like she was about to do something.
I think I fainted and fell over after that, but yeah, what?
Hey, I'm a fan of vampires, okay? I love
Yeah, I
vampires.
basically
No, it's
fainted
not
and
that.
fell
It seemed like
over.
you were gonna
I
do
think I
something
hurt
to
my
Mr.
head,
Bob.
too.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think I hurt my head too. Now y'all see the reason why I'm so good at falling over, pretending to be.
All right.
Honestly, if I would have
Um,
if
go
I
ahead.
would have seen something like that, I would have loved it, but at the same time like, okay. Just
Yeah,
seeing,
remember, I was,
everyone's
like, 5th grade.
"Okay." Oh, well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, you were a kid, but ugh, I would have
Yeah,
probably
you-
gotten
Goodness
kicked out of it.
gracious.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
an interesting day
yeah,
for
you
me.
Zany. funny horror story or interesting one if you don't have a funny one.
I'm gonna talk about what I had to go through to get the wood for the
Oh,
blacksmith.
of course. I knew
Blacksmith
you. I
bridge.
knew you were gonna do that.
Can
I
you?
knew-
Okay, let me explain. Let me explain. For starters, here, let me explain. So, when I was walking up to it, cause I had to go get like 100 wood for it.
Uh-huh.
I went to go get some, and I was just like walking through. Drift was acting up as usual, but it was
Oh.
acting up a lot more than a bit usual.
Oh
So
no.
as soon as I was starting to like finally get to the one tree at the beginning and start chopping it down,
Mhm.
it started turning nighttime, which you can
Like-
tell by the fact that the mountains and the colors of the area start to turn like a different shade.
Uh-huh.
Even you don't even need to look up at the sky; you'll just automatically know once you see like a different shade of color on the mountains and stuff. And I just look up at the sky and I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" I just got here. And
Oh,
the
no.
whole thing about phantoms, remember on how come I'm terrified of them?
Right.
Mhm.
I like just immediately quickly grabbed like the copper axe that was there and just started like just wailing on the bottom side of this tree, just like come on, come on, come on, come on, quickly, quickly.
Oh no.
Like, and the thing about it too is that like I was just like constantly cutting it, cutting it, cutting it. I hear a noise, look at my right, see nothing, cut, 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 look to my right. Like get a bunch of wood. At the very least, it only took that one tree, but then as soon as that happened, like when I was getting done with it, I was like, come on, come on, come on, I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
Just keep on doing it. I look back one last time just in case. I got the wood, and then here's the thing you should know.
Right.
After I made the bridge that leads to that area,
Right.
I finally went into town and started breaking out the pots and boxes that are there because that's there for some reason. And in one of the pots or barrels, I think it was one of the boxes, I found a tele potion,
Nice.
which is really good. So I was just like, come on, come on, come on. And when I got enough wood, I was just like, thank God. I shook up my tele potion and just drank it immediately, so that way I could just get out of there.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I
And when I
always feel
did-
so lucky
hey.
when I find a teleporter potion.
And when I did, I was like, like I got and then after that, I realized I was missing one grass. Cause you need 10 grass, I put in 5, and apparently I had 4.
Oh no.
So I had to go back out to nearby where the bridge was. I see dead grass, grab it, immediately toss it in. And in the video that I have saved that I'll send you guys later,
Uh-huh.
you can see me like doing hand gestures because I was talking to myself on how come like I really did not want to have to do that, but at the very least, I now have an empty bottle that I can use for poison later.
Nice. Okay. We are an
Literally-
hour. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That was so annoying. I was gonna say that was so annoying.
Okay.
At the very least, with like the sandstone I had to get, it was right next to the place, and that area in general doesn't have phantoms, cause new players spawn like right next to it.
Really? That's
Yeah,
funny because I've been
but-
on. I've been in the map and I've been in nighttime and I have not bumped into a single phantom yet, which is really interesting.
You're lucky. You are
yeah,
lucky.
I probably
Or
was
at
lucky.
the a very high place to find them in is Mountain Pass and the plains.
Yeah,
like
I
you know the
wasn't out
plains
there.
that lead into the forest.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
through all
that
that area in
area.
PC. Yeah.
Y'all
So-
talking about the forest, the game, or real life?
No, we're talking about the game.
No.
We're talking about Township Tale. There's
Oh,
multiple
Yes.
biomes in town. I don't know how. I know in PC, Township Tale is a massive game. Like think of it,
It
like
is.
an MMO almost. In
Yeah.
Quest, it's a little smaller, but it's still massive. It's still massive.
So for the most part, right now, currently, in quest mode, we have not gone the mining trials and we have not gone the forest. We have gone the climbing tower.
Yeah, I know you got the climb tower. I know you're missing the forest, and you're missing the mines. You said
Mining trials.
you're trying to say that, but your quest bleeps you out each time you say it. Try saying it again. You probably just need to say it one more time. Is he saying mining trials? Oh, okay, that's what you're saying?
Yes.
You're still gonna type it out?
Yes.
Mining trials. So you can't go into the mines then? Like that's something you cannot do yet?
No, I can. We can still go into the mines. It's just that we don't need to unlock the requirements to make like all the alloys.
Okay, cool. I'm cool with that. The mines is the best part I think of the game, just because it's a challenge
Are you?
basically.
Are the mining trials correct?
No, just the mines. I'm not talking about the trials.
Oh
I've never
my
played.
god,
I've never.
that's a whole different story entirely for me.
Yeah. We do
I
need to wrap
will.
up this. We do need to wrap up the
Yeah,
stream
that's
though,
fair.
one way or the other. We
That's
can
fair.
probably talk about Township Tale as its own podcast like later,
Ow.
especially after we've played
Oh,
it for a while.
sick. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching this stream or not stream podcast. I'm tired. I'm sick.
Hmm.
And my brain be in other places. I am so sorry. I could not get
Skateboard.
more of you guys to be part of the podcast. We tried inviting about 4 of you. You guys did not want to join. I do know that Assist wanted to join, but for some reason, I think his siblings were using the headset. I do know Bonnie wanted to join, but Bonnie was not on today. Um, so I will try setting up a schedule on the community tab. I was gonna do it yesterday, but sadly I was sick. So
Sickness.
yeah, sickness, life issues, whatnot. I will try and make it more accurate
What the?
for how we will do it next time. Nonetheless, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the rec room. Booyah!
I'm on a skateboard.